right, let's take a look here. Here's your top end speed, your max velocity. We'll start measuring contact point. Really good contact point. You kind of have your shoulders that rotate a little bit with your run. This is a good spot. I like how your foot hits. Toe off, your knee is right underneath, which looks good. And your foot hits underneath there. This looks, from the side, it looks pretty good. Some strange rotation in your shoulders, but we're going to see why that is when we get to the front. But a good sprint. Again, I don't know what your workouts have been, but that looks pretty good. From the front, we're going to see what happens with your toes, which is where I think we're going to find some stuff. So as you run through here, I'll do one couple of strides so you get closer.
I'm leaving to go to the basketball.
Can you let the dogs in? Your foot hits the ground. Hips are nice and high, but you can see how you rotate kind of off the side of your foot. You can see this foot flick up, which means that shoulder has to rotate extra far when you go, because now you're sorry about that. You have to compensate because that foot is actually pushing to the side, and that's why you're going to get this hip drop here and the shoulder over rotate down. So while it looks great from the side, you have a collapse in your upper body here, and you can see how this shoulder is drooped down to the side. And then you can see how this foot winds up and comes off to the side here, and that's why you have that flip, and now you're going to have to extra rotate in your shoulders. So you've got a lot of rotational stuff going on in your torso to counterbalance what's going on with your foot, which is taking away from your ability to get down the track. You can see how you're also here, your foot hits, and you kind of slide in on your heel. And there we can see come off the side in the rotation. Ooh, and this one's even better. As we get closer, you can see it push off the side. You're even pushing off the side of your foot to make a left-hand turn, which is kind of difficult to do. So right there, we can see we've got a lot of work to do with our feet. I think we will see it again when we watch this start from the side. I didn't find a start directly from the side for the first 3 strides, but from what I saw, it looked like you had a pretty good push out from the side, but we'll be able to see a little bit here from the back. And you'll come up. Let me move this down here a little bit. I think there's way too much. That back foot is back kind of far, so you're not going to get a really great push because it's bent so much. I'd rather have that knee to be about 135 degrees and bring your butt up a little bit more. But here you can see how you rock to the outside. Down here, see how your foot's coming off to the side. You get a good stable push off of this leg, left leg. So that right foot hits. Hips are pretty square, which is really good. There's where we start to fall apart. You can see that hip drop, and you can see the slant down here, which is similar with what we saw when we saw you taking off. And now you can really see how you push off the side of that left foot. Right foot, hips are nice and high. Good toe off there, but again, a little bit of a drop in your hip there. And that's causing a premature landing on that right leg. So we need some hip stuff on acceleration. Let's look at vertical jump here. Big fancy wind up. You can already see standing up on your toes how you're kicking off to the side. We're going to see that again when you jump. It's going to cost you a little bit. So the wind up, big gather, and see how you're on your toes when you jump. You can see this whole side's kind of coming apart on the left. Good jump. It's got to be 35, 36, I'm guessing. But again, a lot of landing, a lot of give on that land. Not a lot of stiffness and not dealing well with slack in your body, which is going to have an impact on your explosiveness. So from the side, again, we can see so usually what happens here at this point is this is where your gather is, and we're looking for a parallel relationship between your spine and your shins. So when you go to jump, see how much you rock onto your toes? It's really hard to get a great jump with your just jumping off your toes because your body is always looking for stability, the tripod of a foot, and when it doesn't feel that tripod, it's not going to give the same amount of power. So you can see how you rock and pivot. And you're actually launching your body forward, which is a very quad heavy jump. It's a good jump, but you barely make it onto the mat. You're wasting power going forward when that should be going up. And the deep catch is nice, but it kind of shows that your body doesn't have a lot of stiffness when it goes to move. Agility runs are good. Cross, step, cross. You really want to work on stepping out, reaching outside the foot. That way you don't have to run quite as far. Good drive coming back. Good slide coming in, but again, you reach your foot. You should practice reaching outside that foot, working on getting down and reaching further. Good spin, good drive coming back. Where was the part that I want to? So see how your foot goes further than the cone? I don't think we have any room to try and deal with that. It's really this left leg that we need to work on. I like how you keep your shoulders not toward the line, but you square it up for a little bit there. That's not bad, but it's really the touch on that. Learn to reach outside your foot. So we're going to look at toe off and some hip lock on the left side, and a ton of ankle rocker stuff to learn how to